Major discovery in gut science. Researchers have identified the key microbes that define a healthy gut, including 22 species never seen before.
So they use the world's largest microbiome dataset. It could potentially transform how we spot early risks for metabolic and heart disease. Well, joining us now is the epidemiologist. I can't even say that word. The kind of health guru, I'm going to introduce him as, Tim Spector. It's great to have you with us. First, just on this research, what a big deal do you think this could be?
This paper that came out last night in Nature is the biggest study ever, and I think it redefines what we think about gut health. Because in the past, it's been a bit of a vague concept, very hard to know, how you compare people, because we're all unique. Yeah. So how do you get some measure that you can look at different people and work out what's going on? So what we've done is replaced really the old system, which was about diversity, with this new model where we are looking at good bugs versus bad bugs. And so we're rating everybody, saying, what's the ratio of your good guys to your bad guys? And this is a really new way of looking at it. So we want to encourage people to eat in order to improve the good guys, and they squeeze out the bad ones. And most of these good ones we've never discovered. They're totally new. We didn't know they existed before this.
So what are your kind of top 3 foods to eat to improve your gut then?
Well, I like to think of it really as there's sort of 3 general rules to eat. One is to eat 30 plants a week. It's that diversity that you need to give all those good bugs a chance to give their favourite food, right? The second is to eat the rainbow so that you're getting the defence chemicals in food, and that's what also feeds your good microbes. So things that are brightly coloured or things that are very bitter, that's another rule. And then the third one is probably to eat 3 fermented foods a day, and that is also good for your gut microbes and really good for your immune system.
What is a fermented food? What is that?
A fermented food is any food that's been transformed by microbes into something better. So you think of milk, bit boring. You add microbes to it, you can get cheese, yogurt, kefir. You have grapes, you ferment it, you have an amazing vintage wine.
So this good for you wine?
Red wine actually is good for your gut microbes.
Yes.
Not all wine, and certainly not all alcohol, but because of the microbial process, it can actually increase the number of healthy chemicals. And that's why everybody, I'm not saying you should drink 3 portions of wine a day, but you should be having 3 different ferments a day to really improve your gut health and your system.
I guess it all depends what you define as a portion as well.
How big a glass?
When it comes to that. Just although that's the headline very much for me at the moment, the red wine's good for you. Going back to the earlier point, 30. I think you said 30 plants a week. Was it a day? Sorry.
No, a week.
A week. How many does the average person have as it stands? I mean, I guess
probably about 10 to 12 in the UK. People stick to the same ones. You get into a rut when you go shopping. You say have the same salad, and you might think it's healthy because you're having the same one. But actually, we now know that for optimal gut health, you need to get that really rich diversity, and that's. And it's not always easy to count your plants because we don't. It's every herb, it's every spice, it's different coloured vegetables, it's nuts, it's seeds, and so that's why with the company Zoe, we've got an app that helps you count them.
Yeah.
So just by using AI, you can count them. So I think in the future we're going to be using these sort of tools to help us. So rather than the 5 a day, which is dead easy but actually not very good for your health, getting people to eat more diverse plants on a regular basis, I think, is how the best way to improve gut health.
I'm kind of thinking on behalf of parents everywhere who can only get their kids to eat broccoli or cucumber, and so they just do that every day. And I guess my question as well is, it feels like we've got a country where, some people are super health conscious, eating loads of great diversity of food.
Thomas.
Our producer Thomas, he's 100%.
He's applauding everything you say to say he already does it.
He's talking about seed mixes in our ear. And then if you also have parents, time poor, cash strapped, stressed about all these headlines on processed food, but not knowing what their kids are going to eat. Are there any super easy things that you would say, actually, introduce these into your kids' diet and it could make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, I think changing their breakfast, for example, is one thing. Moving away from sugary cereals, which are like having dessert for breakfast, to something that's like a fermented food or yogurts, and that's a good time to introduce mixed berries. You can get frozen berries, just put them on that breakfast. The mixed seeds that your producer loves. I always keep a jar of mixed seeds, or you can get products like our Daily 30, which has 30 different freeze-dried plants from Zoe. You've got all kinds of mixes, and it's about adding things to your plate. So looking to say, well, whatever they're eating, can I add something to it? Can I add a little ferment? Can I add some more nuts to it? Can I add some more seeds to it? Just if you start thinking in this way, it's a very different way of thinking about your food. It's not about calories and fats and everything. It's what can I eat that's going to be really good for my microbes. So you're like a gardener or a zookeeper, and you're trying to encourage all those different ones. And if you get kids to think that way, that also might be a good way to encourage them to start being more diverse and taking a risk and saying, this little microbe might just like that one, because they're very fussy.
It's hard.
You discovered a microbe that only drinks coffee.
So microbes are like children, basically.
They are, and so they need lots of choice, and eventually they'll pick at something, and then if you give them enough, then they'll start to.
Can I just ask perhaps a really stupid question? Maybe I should start this, but this is all to improve your gut health. What does that then lead to? Is it helps you lose weight, or it stops you getting certain diseases? What's the
all of the above. We now know that your gut health is crucial for your overall health. It's like we've discovered a new organ in your body, like your liver or your heart. Essentially, it does three things. Your gut microbiome is crucial for your immune system. So most of your immune cells are in your gut, so that microbes are talking to the immune system all the time. That means that if your immune system's working well, you're fighting infections, you're fighting cancer, you're fighting ageing, and you're reducing allergies and autoimmune disease. It's also good for your metabolism, so you're less likely to put on weight. And actually, most people who improve their gut do lose weight, and you have less hunger pangs. And it also is good for your brain, so your mental health, and it produces brain chemicals, etc. So it really does everything. It's the one-stop shop that if you had to, do one other big change for your health, it's to look after your gut microbes.
It's been absolutely fascinating.
Sold it well.
Yeah, I just think, and also there's a kind of joy in it. We often talk about diets as restricting food, and this is actually about eating more different things.
It's not just the red wine, though.
Oh, I took back red wine and cheese, I'm not going to lie, but I'm sure, and the seed mix, seed mix as well.
Remember our favourite ferments, you've got cheese, yoghurt,
rainbow, 30 plants.
Great.
Plus red wine.
A little bit of ferment.
Can't go wrong.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.